Alright, well, I can't post a picture in Discord because Discord is currently dead. Sad panda. So, let's dive in. This is, hey, Pizza. Thank you for the very generous tier 3. Moving to our new house today. Congrats. That's always exciting. Upgrade. You think they'll print Mox Opal into new standard? Not a snowball's chance. Not a snowball's chance. Nah, they haven't officially announced it, Mueller, but I'd be pretty surprised if, like, corporate profits don't dictate that they include Kaladesh. Like, just not including sets that they already spent time programming and, like, would be able to resell seems like a miss on their part. What set is Scales? Yeah, I think Scales is going to be there, right? Oh, Scales is Cons. You're right. I thought this card was newer than that. You know what? It should, because this card didn't see play for so long. So yeah, this card actually won't be in the new format. Because this is from Cons. It just didn't see play for so long. In my mind, this card was newer than this. It just didn't do anything for a long time. Dougal. Let's get you modded up. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the generous tier 2 resub. Basically, Hardened Scales is a deck that is based around putting 1/1 counters on things, and Hardened Scales, its namesake, kind of puts it into overdrive because it doubles up those 1/1 counters. I personally kind of like the inclusion of black cards in this deck for 2 reasons. One is that artifact hate post board with a deck like this kind of sucks, so Thoughtseize is a proactive way to not only interact with combo decks that might be faster than us, but also take hate cards like Stony Silence from our opponent. The Black Splash notably also gives us access to Assassin's Trophy, which is really nice, because against decks that might have enchantments that are good against you, the mono-green version normally has to board in a bunch of Nature's Claim, and oftentimes you'll get stuck with dead claims in your hand, because like you drew multiple claims, or you drew a single claim and they didn't have any targets for it. And Assassin's Trophy is a little bit more flexible, so it's a card that destroys artifact hate cards, but also just like removes creatures when they don't draw their artifact hate cards, which is nice. Especially with the printing of Nurturing Peatland, one of the things you had to really give up from the mono green version was you didn't get to play as many Horizon Canopies, and Nurturing Peatland changes that because it is a green-black duel that also cycles now. Milla, thank you for the 41 months. Good morning. Did I get your resub? I think I got you, Kind Fiend. You're definitely subbed to the channel. When you resub, you have to refresh your browser page sometimes to send the notification through, but you are definitely subbed to the channel currently. You are in chat. Blad TDS, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome. I would love to go first. Thank you for asking. Yeah, this hand's great, right? I go Darksteel Citadel, Animation Module, Opal, Ancient Stirrings. Storm is 3. Yeah, not really in the market for another land, so let's grab the Arcbound Worker here. Ancient Stirrings. Ancient Stirrings grabs a colorless card out of the top 5 cards of your deck, so it grabs lands, and it grabs these various artifact creatures that we have. Insolent Neonate, so probably Bridgevine. So one thing that might be wrong with this configuration that I'm playing today is that I've elected to only put 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate in the sideboard. So Modern is currently a little bit more of a glorious dumpster fire than even it is normally. So we currently have, over the weekend, oh, Moto has encountered, speaking of dumpster fires, Moto has encountered a serious error and needs to close. Welcome to Quality Software. Happy Monday. Hey, Kind Fiend, there you go. Thanks for re-upping for the 2nd month. Welcome back. What was I going to say? One of the Modern events over the weekend had 8 copies of Hagak in the top 16, and the average non-Hagak deck had 6.75 copies of Graveyard Hate in it. So the format is definitely progressing in a very specific direction. That's true. That's true. Ancient Stirrings does increase the probability that we find our 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate because all of our pieces of Graveyard Hate are found by it. I appreciate that, Bled, and stay safe. They discarded a Bloodghast to their neonate. Sorry about... Gosh, it crashed, and the crash didn't even involve a foil card. Dang it. Dang it, Moto. Yeah, me too, Kind Fiend. So, I'm going to be doing, like, minimal-ish standard this week. I'm going to do, like, 3, maybe 4 decks a day. Clear out the deck queue that we have left right now. And then, next week on Tuesday, the new set releases for everyone. So the pre-release stream for WotC favored streamers is on Monday. So I'll be taking Monday off because I won't be able to stream with the new cards on Monday. So Tuesday, what is it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I plan to do like 10-hour all standard streams next week. All right. So I actually wouldn't mind hitting a land here, huh? I'm going to go ahead and dig for that with Ancient Stirrings. Inkmoth Nexus would be great. Sweet. If we don't die next turn, I believe Inkmoth Nexus is lethal. So I get to play Ravager here. You'll even beat Hagak. Yeah, our deck Goldfish is... And that's the other reason I only put 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate in the sideboard. I was thinking about it. Our deck Goldfish is, like, pretty quick kills. So unless they, like, play an Altar and combo kill us next turn, Inkmoth Nexus is going to be pretty close to lethal. So Ravager math, this is going to be 3... Walking Ballista plus Hardened Scales also lets us race it frequently, Burgle. So once we crank this up, there's an Altar of Dementia. So we're probably dead at this point. If my opponent runs close to average, we are dead. Oh, wait. I can kill their bridge, right? Yeah, we have Ravager, too, to mess with their bridges. Bye-bye, bridge. Yeah, this matchup's probably not terrible. I'm sure I'm going to get dumpstered now that I said that, but, like, the more I think about our axes of interaction, the more I kind of like it. Well, I could just sack the Hangarback Walker to Burgle and deny them that zombie as well. So, like, it would have forced me to sack the Hangarback Walker, but I would have also denied them that zombie. So, quick math on board. We tick this up to 3. We make an animation module token. And then this is worth 4 counters, 5 counters, 6, 7, 8 counters. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to hit them for 11 infect next turn. So they have in fact died. This is their turn 3, so we're going to kill them on our turn 4. That's what you need. Need a faster draw than that, Bridgevine. Gotta kill me before my 4th turn. Do 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 do. Scale of 1 to dead. You're solidly on the dead side of the scale, opponent. I guess they could theoretically try to combo us post-combat here with the Hagak and the Vengevine, but Arcbound Ravager plus Hangboy gives me 3 more ways to exile bridges, so that's probably not going to be particularly profitable for them. Yeah, I don't think they can combo me through the Ravager. Morning bot. Colossus Hammer. That's kind of sweet. Sure. So, I mean, they can flip a bunch of cards over here, but they should do something and, like, try here because they are dead on board. Now, this is actually interesting, and this is some of the play involved in a matchup like this. So, you could probably argue that I should have sacrificed the Hangarback Walker earlier as opposed to the Servo, because now my opponent gets to sack both of these in response to this altar and generate 4 zombies. So if I'd have sacrificed my Hangarback Walker earlier as opposed to the Servo token, I'd have been able to sacrifice another token in response to these Bridge from Below triggers, ultimately exiling it. So my opponent's getting 4 zombies here that I would not have let them have if I had played slightly better. Now, I'm pretty sure they can't full combo mill me still, so I don't think there's a punish because I have them dead next turn. But it is worth noting, like, the play my opponent gets to make here because I didn't sequence optimally. And there was really no reason to save the Hangarback Walker because I have Arcbound Worker to play out of my hand, which lets me have guaranteed lethal next turn regardless. So again, this trigger checks to make sure Bridge is still in the yard when it resolves. So it's no longer in their yard because of the Ravager trigger, so they don't get zombies from these first 2. So they can, like, Hagak and Hagak around a little bit, but they're going to be dead next turn. Linking to Discord's not currently going to work because Discord is down, but that link, generally speaking, has the instructions. Hey, to Paris, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great start to your week. They technically have 1 more bridge in their deck, but, like, I've got Thopters that I could sacrifice here still that I want to sacrifice. Hey, Mad C, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The sticky banner is unnerving. Tokens do remove bridge. Bridges, any creature dying. It's actually one of the reasons why Stoneforge Mystic would be better against the opponent's deck's slower draws is because you can bounce Batterskull to have your Germ die to exile bridges. That was a play that you frequently got made against Legacy Dredge. You'd, like, bounce your Batterskull to, like, exile their bridges. Well, Hagak was 8 of the 16 copies in the Modern Premier event this past weekend on Magic Online. So take that to mean what you will. All right, so this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... and this will be 9, 10, 11. His opponent conceding, or is Moto locked up, or the always like, did my opponent concede, or did Moto crash lock up? Yeah, the numbers that it's currently putting up on Magic Online are way more than Splinter Twin could have ever dreamed of. Morning, Full Metal. Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic was banned because for Pro Tour diversity. That's the long and short of it. I'm going to leave the Welding Jars in because my opponent's likely boarding in Nature's Claims and Ingot Chewers and stuff like that. Obviously bringing in the Tormod Crypts and the Relics here. Going to trim the Leap and the Thoughtseizes. Leap's like a grindy card that lets us go long. Thoughtseize could be useful for taking their Nature's Claims, but ultimately I think their hand's going to be empty pretty frequently, so I'd rather just, like, have Welding Jars. Let's go ahead and run it like this and see how it goes. And I think this is... That game there was a good example of why it's not necessary to jam more than 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate in this deck. And only can we find the Graveyard Hate with Stirrings, like we said earlier, but the Scales deck could just straight up race the Hagak deck with some consistency. I think it's not amazing, but it's fine. It's got Crypt. Crypt is not that good of a Graveyard Hate in this matchup, but like Arcbound Worker into Steel Overseer is just like a fine Hardened Scales opener. And like that plus the Crypt is plenty. Was that a good one? What do we think about that one? Oh, you know what? I'm not blocking, so I should have attacked, right? If I'm not blocking, the attack is free. So I missed a point of damage here. We don't know, DeParis. Like, we don't, like, we frequently talk about, we don't have good Magic data. So yeah, you're right. I can't, ideally we should be talking about conversion rates and not just numbers of decks at a top 8, but we don't have access to that information. So all we can do is sit here and, like, squeal and complain about raw numbers. Where do I sign up for mounted combat courses? Thanks for the tier 3 there for the 2 years, Wannabe Beetle. I appreciate it. Lightning Axe, rude. They ditched a Vengevine there. Alright, so let's do this, and then let's play Hangboy here as a 2-2, and then we'll pass. Arcbound Worker is going to block this turn so it can modular onto Hangarback Walker. I'm just going to take the hit, actually. I wonder if they have, like, another removal spell here. I'm sad. And, like, I have another Hangarback Walker in my hand, so there's, like, no reason to potentially get blown out here, I don't think. Alright, so they're an Arcbound Ravager away from dying. I somehow spent 30 hours playing Underlords last weekend, and I blame you. Underlords is really good. So today I have to take Jake to something shortly after I get done streaming, so we're not going to be doing Underlords today. But probably tomorrow and at least one other day after Magic, we're going to do some Underlords content. This is a great example of why Tormod's Crypt isn't actually that good in this matchup. You can see here I just like never had a window to use it. Hey, Deathrite Shaman did nothing wrong. Unbanned Deathrite Shaman in Modern. Lobe is love, lobe is life. Bump whatever you feel. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and play Walking Ballista for just one. Because I would like to pump both of these up. Morning, Patreon. The coverage from the Mythic Championship was good. It's really awesome that they've brought on Cedric Phillips as one of their commentators, and Day 9 is always great. I really wish they wouldn't have done a standard tournament so close to the new set releasing, though. It really got kind of unexciting that, like, I didn't, like, normally when there's a big event, you, like, I'm, like, glued to the screen, like, trying to follow the results and see what decks are good and get ideas to play, and, like, the fact that, like, we're so close to rotation, or we're so close to a new set being added that, like, I could kind of care less about the results is, like, a little bit middling. Yeah, Discord's down for everyone. I mean, like, I think questions like that are silly weens, because those, like, definitely aren't the only two options. I also, my one complaint about coverage, I think, would be earlier in the tournament, they kept putting on Esper mirror matches, and, like, while I know Esper was the most represented deck at that tournament, it was only half, 40% of the room, and they very easily could have avoided showing Esper mirror matches on coverage until they were much deeper into the tournament. Like, this was a tournament where basically every player at the tournament was something of a name or someone that some amount of people would really enjoy watching. So, like, not making a point to explicitly avoid showing Esper mirrors early, I think, was a mistake. Be Rich, thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And thank you for the tier 3 Gorks. I appreciate it. Yep, yeah, I got that one. Got that one in the queue already. And this is the part that's kind of tough about these Nurturing Peatland. I think I keep this, but, like, my first land being Nurturing Peatland is like, alright, it's not a liability. My opponent has chosen to register Hallowed Fountain. God bless you, opponent. I was a little worried about my Nurturing Peatland, but you chose to register Hallowed Fountain, so we're probably gonna be okay. Probably gonna be okay. Morning, Anner. I will say, oh, they're Jeskai. Jeskai can be kind of tough. They have a lot of bolts and stuff. Just blue-white. JK. Blue-white with an extra blue fetch. Got it. Nope. Actually, Jeskai had a basic mountain. Electrolyze. Yikes. What was I gonna say? Working on my thoughts. It was interesting that one of the metrics I thought was really interesting from the coverage this past weekend is that all 16 of the players in the top 16 of the Mythic Championship this past weekend had large Magic tournament experience. And that wasn't strictly true of that wasn't strictly true of the Mythic Invitational, right? Like, there were a number of players for the Mythic Invitational who had a lot less experience than, like, some of the players in, like, the MPL. And they were still able to top 16 in, like, the duo standard format that format was playing. I think I'm just jamming a second Overseer. Just try and get these going ASAP. Would not be surprised to, like, run headfirst into a Cryptic Command here. Kind of wanted to draw a 4th land so that way we could double 2-drop. But I don't think I can just not use my mana this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and animate this Inkmoth while they're tapped out. And then go ahead and steal Overseer. Subtle the Wreckage is pretty uncommon in Modern. It's definitely not a card I'm going to be playing around. If they have it and they get me, fine. But, like, the frequency with which it's played, especially above, you know, 1 copy. That's a good draw. Does give me a 4th land, though. Which is nice. Another worker. Okay, so lead on this. Another cryptic command. Yep. Get the other one down. Nowhere near lethal here, right? We could do 1, 2, 3 extra. It might have been right to stick this, just because this card is so good in this matchup. But I don't have mana up to activate it after I play it. So I think I just hang tight for now. Morning tacos. Matchups like this are the purpose of Evil Leap in this deck. This style of matchup allows you to turn your creature when it would otherwise be dying to a removal spell into something else. And also, with cards like Hangarback Walker that make tokens, you're able to draw multiple creatures off of a single creature, which is very good. Like, how is it confusing? Like, you identified what its purpose is. Like, do you think it's, like, not good for that purpose? Is that the confusing part? And why do you think it's not good for that purpose? Also worth noting that, like, this is a deck that, like, needs to be able to sacrifice things with some consistency. So Evolutionary Leap is another way for you to be able to sacrifice things. So it allows you to, like, crack your Hangarback Walkers when you need to on demand. Hey, thanks for keeping me around, Symbol. Welcome back. So, sacrificing the Arcbound Worker is worth 2 counters here. Today's the last day. Does that mean we get a full spoiler tomorrow? Is that how this is gonna work? When do we get the full spoiler? Full spoiler today. Oh. Okay, sweet. That's good to know. It's funny, you can tell people are spent on this current standard format because my deck queue at the moment is the smallest I think it's ever been since I started doing donation decks full time. There's 23 decks in it this morning when I fired up. I mean, like, you do a laughy face, but I mean, like, 23 decks is like a week's worth of decks, if that. This is unfortunate. Alright, so I think I animate Inkmoth Nexus here. Oh, I should have had it animate itself. That was a mistake. So that way I can modular from Arcbound Worker onto the Inkmoth Nexus. We're probably dead here. This deck's very similar to the Devoted Druid archetype in that it's very good against other linear decks, but in matches like this one, it has a pretty hard time. Search your library for a construct card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Maybe that's okay. Three mana is like a lot of mana, and this is why I should have. This is why I should have. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is why I should have used it to activate itself, because I could have left a mana up here or not taken a damage from this Peatland. Yeah, agreed with Bob. You want your sack outlets to be able to sacrifice the turn you play them a lot of the time. So, like, the fact that the fact that one has to untap is a big deal. I'm just gonna go ahead and concede that match. I really feel like playing a really bad matchup with this deck against a deck that's not very popular. This league's likely to run long anyways, so might as well have that match be the match we don't play. Sorry, you have to see my Steam update. Moto doesn't support window capturing itself, so you have to get to see my entire desktop here. This hand's like a green source away from like being close to the nuts, but alas, we're on the play, so I don't think we risk it. This hand's good. It's got the namesake in the opener. I'm gonna go ahead and bottom that one. I'd like to see a third land drop, right? So I can go Scales into Hangarback Walker into Arcbound, activate Hangarback Walker. Well, I mean, you could theoretically play the card on turn 2 what's it called? You could play it on turn 2 with Nurturing Peatland as their first land, Inquisition. So probably playing green-black rock. The fact that they have this as their first land bodes well for our archetype. Would not be surprised to see this just eat it. What's your thoughts on a Shalai Overseer deck in Standard? So, as always, the devil is in the details. And, like, telling me 2 cards doesn't really describe an entire archetype. It kind of sucks here that we drew this swamp against an Assassin's Trophy Field of Rune deck. Like, I just, like, drew 2 of my 3 basics. Hey, thanks for 13 months, Pikes. I appreciate that. Yeah, card seems great. This is another matchup where Evolutionary Leap is pretty reasonable. It's going to turn this Hangboy into a bunch of creatures. Kind of grind out their deck. Now, they could have, like, another trophy here, I suppose. Just a Tarmogoyf. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this now. I'm at 20. Let's just attack for 3 here. They have Peatland in play. They're at a virtual 13. They're at a 10 after this attack. I mean, is that card really going to cost that much? Like, a rare that sees play even as, like, a 3 or 4 of in a 3 or 4 of in just, like, a modern deck usually doesn't cost that much money. Because individual modern decks aren't played by that many people. Lightning Bolt. Rude. They're playing Jund. That's good to know. So, I think I'd rather turn this into another creature here, rather than deal a damage. Force negation prices are absurd. Well, that's a little bit of a unique situation. Oh, I guess Flame of Arya's from the new set too, huh? That's fair. I think I actually want to ditch Steel Overseer here, because I have Walking Ballista as reach. Red Rover, like Goyf, come on over. Was that a good draw? What do we think of that one? The face is the place, chat. Red and 6 is $60, yeah. Sure. If it ever costs more than 1 McDouble. Alright, so my Walking Ballista's dead, I assume, here. No, we're just letting ourselves die. Got it. Alright, so I think push and trophy are probably good here. Karn, Scion of Urza is a way to generate card advantage, so it's definitely great. I don't love Thoughtseize in matchups like this because the opponent's hand's going to get relatively empty relatively quickly a lot of the time. I think this is definitely an animation module matchup. It's another card that grinds for us. Like these are our extra grindy cards. I could see Relic of Progenitus. More than a zoom mail. Yeah, sorry for folks that usually lean on the Discord notification. It's down this morning. I think we trim Throne of Geth. Maybe it's Steel Overseer is the cut. This card's like pretty clunky against decks full of removal. I could just cut this and like slide in these relics. That's pretty clean. I don't hate that. That's probably fine. Let's give that a try. I'm not convinced that's correct. There's been some versions of Hardened Scales, historically speaking, that have just cut Steel Overseer altogether. And I think it's good enough at racing the linear decks that I want it in my 75, but I think porting it out in an interactive matchup like this is probably fine. I could also see a world where boarding in Trophy and Fatal Push is wrong here, and like I just want to like lean into being linear. Like maybe on the play I don't bring in the removal spells and I just play the Steel Overseers. Hex Drinker, yep. Scales up. This lets us play Walking Ballista as a 2/2 next turn to shoot the Hex Drinker and allow it to live, which is sweet. Also can shoot a Dark Confidant. Puppy! Alright. Yep. Opponent gonna learn a valuable lesson about sequencing here. So, the fact that they did that, I think means I want to just Arcbound Ravager this turn. Because if they kill the Arcbound Ravager, I can just, like, have it slide on into Inkmoth's DMs. I don't know, Taco. Are there any proliferate cards that are, like, that good? Sweet. So, we unfortunately lost the... We lost the Hardened Scales, but we could still just play... We can just play Walking Ballista. We're supposed to be getting official details on Arena Modern with the M20 set release. So it's coming soon, TM. They announced in true WotC fashion, they announced the announcement. So we know it's coming. And we know when the announcement is happening. Yeah, a lot of people have been waiting. Now, if they have double removal spell here, we do get into a little bit of trouble. Oh, that's interesting. Sure. Discord's back up. Perfect. We're playing Hex Drinker into my Walking Ballista. Well, this speaks volumes about how good my opponent's hand is. Is it official that Kaladesh will be in Standard Plus? Nothing's official until they post about it with the new set. Speaking of Ren and 6. So I'm going to start by attacking here. Nah, no, that's Ancient Stirrings. Alright, so... I could take the Opal, and I could play Hangarback for 1, and then load 2 counters on my Ravager. I think I want to get aggressive here. I feel like the last card in their hand's a blank right now. So I think I want to just clear their board. If their last card's a removal spell, my line here is going to be... If they have their last card's a removal spell, I'm going to get myself into a little bit of trouble here. But I don't think it is. So put this up to 5, shoot the Hex Drinker, attack this for 4. Like, if this was a bolt or a push, we'd have gotten into trouble. But if it was a bolt or a push, I think they would have killed the Walking Ballista before playing the Hex Drinker. So I think we're pretty well in the clear there. And, like, even if they rip a removal spell, I'm, like, pretty solidly ahead. Because, like, I'll shoot them to 11 and then, like, have follow-up Hangarback Walker, Inkmoth, and a Thopter left over. Yeah, I like this deck too, Jensen. So it's definitely one of my favorite decks in the format. Plague Engineer. Okay. So this is going to kill my Thopter. Look at this. Look at this incredibly modern playable Magic the Gathering card, chat. No, the Plague Engineer has Death Touch, so if I attack, they just kill my thing. Sold my Moto cards, buying a laptop with the cash. That's a lot of Moto cards. It's a lot of Moto cards. Alright, I forgot to put socks on when I came downstairs this morning, and my basement is much colder than the rest of my house, so before we get into too much more, I'm gonna run and grab a pair of socks. I'll be right back. Get a little cardio in, running 2 flights of stairs in the morning. Maybe I'm delusional, though. You should be able to go back into your Moto purchase history and see how much you spent on tickets and stuff. Jeskai control. The Jeskai and Blue White matchups are pretty bad with this deck. I just didn't feel like slogging through it this morning. This hand is more than good. It's great. Turn one deck card. Turn one card our deck is named after. Let's do it. Tron. Yeah, Painlands aren't free, Throng. It's basically the TLDR. People always like to assume effects like that are way more free than they actually are. Like, those cards will kill you in a non-zero amount of games. Hey, Johnny, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ooh. Lordy. So, Oblivion Stone makes us an incredibly sad panda, but our deck doesn't really care about Ugin, which is sweet. Morning, Thunderwunk. Yeah, Discord's live again looks to be live again for people that were. For people that were wondering on that. That's good. I had a picture I wanted to post in the Political Dark Place before I went live this morning. Is that still not working? Oh, they have Tron. No lava! Thanks for shipping your Basilbucks back this way again. I appreciate the support. Thanks for keeping me around. I spent my weekend playing Underlords and it's your fault. Sorry, not sorry. Underlords is great. I think the #1 reason you keep getting my sub is that you reference all of your references match up with my life. Coldfire, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, I can play around Ozone a little bit here, which is nice. Do I actually... If I do this... Do I need to hold this up? I could just play Hangarback Walker, right? And like Welding Jar saves it. Do I gamble for a turn? Issy, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What am I gonna do here? I could like just play Hangarback Walker. I could just play Arcbound Worker. I could play both. I think playing both might not be unreasonable. That's true. Yeah, the worker does make Inkmoth lethal. Oh, yeah, it's not very happy with the lines, huh? I'll have to remember that. B. aggressive. B-E, aggressive. Do, 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 do. So I think my line here is, if they block, I'm going to pump this up. This will be a 4. They'll trade. This will put 4 counters over here. I think what they're really saying is take your shirt off. I feel like saying take your shirt off while giving me a $1 wannabe beetle is inappropriate. Okay, playing out both of my things here, notably is going to get better against Karn. Not surprised he steal Overseer, eat it here. Yes, that's what I intended with that. God bless. Ooh, are they dead? Is that lethal? I feel like that's lethal. I haven't counted yet, but I believe they have died. And kill you. So this goes here. This goes here. Oh yeah, I technically shouldn't have attacked with this, right? So I could have gotten more counters. It's fine. They're very dead. So I could have made 4 more counters or something like that. 19 plus 4 is plenty. Could have done more. I left 2, 4, 6 counters. Nice Tron deck. Now I did end up cutting my 3rd Damping Sphere from the sideboard to fit an extra graveyard hate, which kind of sucks. Although this build has Assassin's Trophy for the sideboard, which is nice. Hey, Curtis, thanks for the tip. Oh, where's my dashboard? For the love of God, keep your shirt on. Recombiner seems really slow. Like, whenever people are like, hey, why aren't you playing this 3-mana card? I always want to be like, have you played Modern? If so, how is it? It seems, if you're like, the format you want to play sounds way different than what I've been playing. Hey, Name, thank you for the 14-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think animation modules out here, it's pretty medium against their sweepers. This game also doesn't tend to go that long, and animation module is more of a grindy card. Because Evolutionary Leap and the Throne of Geth go for similar reasons. I don't think I want... Like, Nature's Claim and Pithing Needle are, like, maybe cards, but I don't think they're better than anything I currently have going on here. I think I'd rather have Thoughtseize than Nature's Claim and Pithing Needle. I can see that. I can see that being worth discussing, but I think Thoughtseize is good here. I think Thoughtseize is good here. Karn Liberated is a modern playable 3-mana card. Yep. Ain't that the truth? Hey, this hand's great. Looking for a land. I got a lot of looks at a land here with Demonic Tutor. I think I do Thoughtseize them on one here. Just because if they only have one tutor effect, I get to snake it. He says, looking at a handful of tutor effects. I guess I take Expedition Map because they don't have a green source. Unless they draw their second Tron piece in these two draws, they won't have Tron till 4, which is nice. So they have Scrying, Ghost Quarter, a Tron piece, and then 2 cards I don't know. Darksteel Citadel? Forest, okay. Forest is better than missing. Beggars won't be choosers. They hit the star, so they're guaranteed to have Tron on 4. And then what are the odds their 45 card deck that plays copies of Demonic Tutor drew a threat? Maybe they just won't draw a threat, chat, and we'll be okay. Maybe they won't have anything and we'll be okay. Oh! Looking a little wet over there, opponent. You got some soggy lands. Feeling a little damp. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. They draw a Nature's Claim. They drew a Nature's Claim, didn't they? Speaking of streamer luck in Moto, yeah, they drew Nature's Claim. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see how many of the MPL end up streaming Modern and Horizon stuff on Moto in prep for the next Pro Tour. I believe we have died. I guess we're technically not dead yet. Exiles a card from their hand. Oh, never mind. We're super dead. We're approaching turn 5. Is this even Modern? 5? They took 5 turns. We took 5 turns. This is turn 10. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the 10th turn of this game. Hey, Phoenix Land. Thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is this lethal? Did I kill them? I didn't count. Is this lethal? I don't think this is lethal. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no. Yeah, they're dead, right? 4. And then this is... Yeah, you're right. You're right. They're dead. Welcome to Modern. Welcome to Modern. Walking Ballista, Arcbound Ravager, Hardened Scales is basically always lethal. So we attack for 12, and then we take 8 counters off and kill them. Nice Tron deck. Alec, thank you for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew, pew pew pew. Gosh, it's adorable that my opponent thought their Tron deck was still playable. This deck might actually be a very reasonable choice right now because I think people are skimping on Artifact Hate to overload on Graveyard Hate for Hagak. And, like, this deck can race that one kind of okay. Which is sweet. And this deck also has a pretty good green-black matchup and Jund matchup. It's bad against blue, white, and Jeskai, but it's decent against the Rock. This makes us 3-1. We got one more match before we roll on to playing some Jund ourselves. I don't concede prematurely. Get out of here. People who think I concede prematurely just like wasting their own time. Oh, gosh. Are we getting a 10-minute salt timeout? Is that what's about to occur? Because they were playing really quickly until they realized they were dead. Thanks for the 28 months, Big Kitty fan. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Never having to deal with salty timeouts is another big plus for Underlords. The more I play Underlords, the more I think it might be like, people had worried about like Artifact, you know, LOL, let's speak ill of the dead, like potentially disrupting Magic Arena. I really think Underlords might be something that could disrupt Magic Arena and like the success it's been enjoying. Because it appeals to the same type of player while also like supporting mobile very elegantly. It's going to be really interesting to see if the auto chess genre is able to have any amount of longevity. Teamfight Tactics doesn't currently have plans to support mobile or Linux, so I don't really think I have any desire to dip into that. Artifact is not really a thing still. No. I mean, the servers still exist, but there aren't really people playing it. Why is it better on PC? Sell me on it. People keep doing the typical Magic player things and just being like, it's better, but they can't articulate why it's better. So as someone who's now logged like 30 hours on... Actually, I can tell you, how many hours have I logged on? Actually, this doesn't count mobile, does it? I played 20 hours of Underlords, probably another 2 or 3 hours on mobile. It's like 25-ish hours on Underlords. Why would I prefer to play Teamfight Tactics? Mid-Valley. Thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Why? Stop saying it. Stop saying it. Just the devil is in the details. Stop using crappy buzzwords and being lazy. The UI is better. Be constructive, be specific. In what way is the UI better? I guess that's such a typical TCG player response. Can you please give me specifics? Give me more vague generalities instead of specifics. Like, come on. Put a little effort in. This isn't complicated. Yeah, it looks like Mono Red Prison, which is actually probably a pretty okay matchup for us. We can kill them with Walking Ballista through it and Staring Bridge. Dude Light, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I hope your Monday is treating you well. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We're abrading my thing that makes tokens. Deal. So, like, as someone who really doesn't care about the artwork and just cares about the gameplay, I don't really care what it looks like. I'm just, like, looking for, like, the actual strategy of the game. So, like, unless you give me, like, meaningful strategy reasons to try the other version, the fact that Underlords both supports my PC platform of choice in Linux and works on mobile is, like, there's really no reason to try the other one. Underlords. I keep calling it Underworlds. On occasion, it's called Underlords. If I said Underworlds, I meant Underlords. The new Under game, whatever it's called. Yeah, you link your Steam account on mobile. Oh, actually, my Steam account is linked on mobile, so maybe this has counted my mobile hours. It's possible it has counted my mobile hours. New Hunger Games. What? Right, Beetle? Alright, so Nature's Claim and Assassin trophies here are great. Yeah, so, like, basically your basis for, like, this thing is better sounds, like, exceedingly weak. Which is, again, why, like, the devil's in the details, like, engaging in intelligent conversation is important. But, like, you're, like, so many people are, like, they're, like, confident, like, this other thing's better, Jeff, you need to do the other thing. It's just, like, well, why? And, like, they just kind of, like, fumble around and can't tell me why. No, and I'm telling you you haven't given me any compelling reasons to try it. Like, why would I want to play the game that I can't play on mobile? Why would I want to play the game that I have to fight to make it work on my computer? Jerry Freeman, thanks for the 18 months. You haven't given me any reasons to, like, expend effort. J-Rock, thanks for the half a year. What do you think of Steel Overseer versus Animation Module in this matchup? They're definitely a bridge deck, which probably makes Module better, huh? I mean, Valve's model of paying for a game with cosmetics makes, and that's another reason the Underlords game seems like it could potentially impact Magic Arena, because, like, it's actually free to play, right? You don't have to, you're at no disadvantage if you don't put money in. You don't have to grind for hours or whatnot. I don't know that I agree with that. I think I'd rather have things that can just attack under the bridge. Which alliances do I like the most in Underlords? The ones that are open and being the ones that I open. One of the big things to, like, not do terrible at the game is you need to just play the units that are being passed to you and that are in your lineup. Don't try and force into specific things. Mages are probably the best archetype in the game, but if you're not getting passed cards for them, you can't really do anything meaningful with it. Yeah, that's what you should do, Nivik. Just focus on leveling up to level 2 on your units, and then get things that kind of have open synergies. So I don't want to trophy them off this chalice because, like, they're stuck on lands again, so I think Arena could go truly free and just make money off of cosmetics, or the actually collecting the cards integral to the part of the game. I mean, it's integral to Wattsei's bottom line. Another thing too that you have to understand with like the monetization model that the game has, like Arena doesn't need to have as many players as a more popular game to like make as much money as a game that has more players in it, right? And that's kind of like always been Magic's MO, right? Like we have less players and other things, but WotC probably makes similar or more amounts of money just because of how expensive it is to play Magic on average. That's unfortunate. Someone asked earlier I wasn't playing 4 Peatlands. This is gonna be a good example of that, I think. This Peatland's gonna hurt us a lot this game, especially in conjunction with this Eidolon. I think we're probably dead here. The Chalice into a Bright into Anger was pretty good here. Now, the MC was pretty dry, which is, I think it's to be expected. Like, that's one of the reasons why I don't think they should do standard Mythic Championships 2 weeks before they release a new set. Because, like, I don't think anybody's invested in, like, the results of it outside of the people. Like, there's no reason to care about what's going on. Punish me. Another Arcbound Worker. I think I'm taking Llanowar Wastes and just like cycling these Peatlands. Hey, thanks, Jerry. I appreciate it. These Thoughtseizes looking less ideal. Maybe the fact that there are Chalice on one deck means I don't want these Thoughtseizes, and I'd rather have Steel Overseers. Yeah, I think we're pretty dead here. I'm just going to take some information with me on the way out the door and just, like, take a peek at how else they sideboarded. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just roll on to the next one here. Maybe I want Fatal Push in my deck. I could see that. In the face of their Eidolons are kind of annoying. Maybe I want this Evolutionary Leap. Evolutionary Leap helps me find my Walking Ballistas, which is nice. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, this is fine. Basic Forest and a Mox Opal, which is nice. Do I Ancient Stirrings on one or do I Hardened Scales on one? I think I wanna Hardened Scales. Now I'm gonna Ancient Stirring. I think I need to find some artifacts here. Hey, Unholy Face. I really appreciate the tier 3. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. And I appreciate the dealer's choice. Hope you're having a good one. Definitely going to be holding on to those dealer's choice points until the new set drops. Ooh, that was a good pickup. I don't think you're alone in that, Jerry. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I think this new format's going to be like really popular really quickly. I think there's a lot of people that are in a similar spot to you where just like they haven't been enjoying the direction Modern's gone in for a long time, but they like still play Modern because they don't really want to get into Standard and they're priced out of Legacy. Yeah, I don't think like a set has to be like right after the set release to be ideal, but like within like the first 4 weeks or so, I think is that sweet spot. Oh, I don't have... This isn't an actual artifact. Awkward. I mean, I guess Inkmoth just kills this when I have a Fatal Push for that now. It's exciting. Much better draw than Thoughtseize here. Godsire, thanks for the tip. Hope you're having a good one. Love your analysis of the game itself, how you reason through card selections, and plays and encourage your viewers to do the same. Keep up the stream. Thanks for the support. Thanks for keeping me around. I got a whole lot of nothing going on. Do. Gonna play this and pass, I think. Yeah, 6 points sounds right on Eidolon. That's fine, right? You are... Oh, no! Alright, that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and trophy this in response, then sacrifice. I should have sacked this in response, probably. But I have the trophy, so like no harm, no foul. Nope, Jund will be up next, Jerry. I've been doing 2 modern decks every morning. So this is 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, and then a 9th when I move it over. So they're dead, right? So this gives an extra counter when it moves over because of Hardened Scales. So it puts 9 counters on here, which is a nice clean 10. Yeah, Inkmoth's a messed up Magic card. Their deck generally doesn't play Lightning Bolt because they play Chalice for the Void on 1. So, and they only have 1 card in their hands. So they can't like pitch Spirit Guide to braid us. It's a good clean 4-1. Yeah, I think if I was going to a competitive modern tournament that I cared about the results from, I think this would be the deck that I would play right now. I'm not 100% certain that the Thoughtseizes in the main deck of this are ideal right now. That might be something I might change to, like, just be like black cards in the sideboard. But both Trophy and Fatal Push have been really good for me out of the sideboard of this deck. And I think with Nurturing Peatland being printed, especially now, that it comes at a pretty low cost overall. So I would definitely play this card in the sideboard. But I'm not 100% convinced that Thoughtseize is ideal in the main deck. So the one match we lost was against Jeskai Control. I conceded after the first game just because that matchup's really hard and I didn't feel like slugging through it. But we won the other 4. So let's wrap with that and slide on into some Jund here, shall we? So again, for those folks who are my regulars, this will be our last week of doing double modern in the morning. In fact, next week, I don't think I'm doing modern at all during the week because the new standard set drops on Tuesday. So we're probably going to do a bunch of long standard only days. But for this week, we're going to do 2 modern again every day this week. So getting a bunch of modern in before the new standard set drops. So I want to focus on that. Finally put some money into Twitch. I can interact with you and your channel. Thanks for the work. Thanks for the support, Digits. Hope you're having a good Monday. Why are there bad red cards in your green black rock deck?